Hello, everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of the Boomer Grounds podcast. We have Howard back with us this week, and
Yes.
Obo is busy with Christmassy things and such, and Bowers is still busy with Christmassy things. So, just me and the Howard, just the boys, back again. The
Boys are back.
consistency. We're gonna talk about Christmas, I guess. We're gonna talk a little bit more about the streamer wars with Howard. We're gonna talk a bit about Kai's tweet today on X
hmm
about things he's been going through, and Mizkif going to kick that big announcement. I must admit the video he did for that was pretty nice. I don't know if
Oh,
you
I
watched
haven't
it.
seen the video yet.
Oh, okay, but
I'll have to, I'll have to go look for that.
let's talk about what we've been up to. What you've been up to, Howard, since you weren't here last week. You got a few weeks to fill us in.
Yeah, well, for those of you watching on YouTube or on Spotify using the video feature will notice that I am wearing the gaming shawl because it is like 12 degrees below absolute zero in Connecticut this week.
I don't think it's
Um,
below absolute zero, but below.
yeah, absolutely, it physically can't be, right?
Yeah.
Um, it is frickin' cold here. So cold has been the tune of the day here in Connecticut. And we're supposed to get a really nasty rainstorm. I think it's Thursday or Friday night. But in typical New England fashion, it's going to shoot up to 55 Fahrenheit. It's going to go up like 45 degrees and then, plummet back down again. So what have I been doing? Trying to stay warm. That's just getting Christmas stuff done and staying warm. I don't know if I told you or not, but I watched that terrible Bills Hallmark movie. I don't remember if I told you.
Oh no, no, you didn't. How was
Oh,
it?
it was bad, Terry. It was so bad. They clearly I won't ruin anything for you because I would love you to go see it, but the thing is this, they literally were like, all right, we have like 12 Bills players that are going to appear in this. How do we get 12 of them into this movie? So they did things like the two main characters would be halfway walking across the street and one of them would go, "Hey," and stop. "I've had a great idea." And they'd have like a 30-second conversation in the middle of the street. And the car they stopped in front of, Ray Davis, the backup running back, would get out and go, "Guys, do you mind?" And they'd be like, "Oh, sorry, Mr. Davis." And he'd get back in the car and leave. And that was Ray Davis's cameo. They somehow wander up to Dawson Knox's house. There's a scene where Damar Hamlin's doing volunteer work at a children's hospital. It was just like, it was so bad. So, like, how do we cram every current Buffalo Bill into this movie? That was
I thought you
basically
got.
what it was.
I thought you were gonna say they're gonna do like the 12 days of Christmas skit or something, and have each one come out and sing like one line or something.
You know what? It would have been better. That would have been an improvement. It was, other than that, it was a predictable Hallmark movie,
Yeah.
guy, girl. Oh, he's totally into you. No, he's not. Oh, she's totally into you. No, she's not. That whole classic formula, except it was built around the Buffalo Bills. And a mystery, a family mystery that goes back decades and all this stuff. But the best part of the movie is that Jim Kelly makes an appearance.
Oh, nice.
And for those who don't, for those who may know the name, is Jim Kelly was the Buffalo's quarterback in the '90s when they had their amazing 4-year straight run to the Super Bowl. Didn't win any, but they got there 4 years in a row. He's had a lot of health issues the last couple years. And so seeing him and seeing him actually like have a couple lines and do some acting was really uplifting. So yes, go watch A Holiday Touchdown, a Bills love story on your Hallmark channel. My wife actually subscribed to Hallmark Plus so we could watch this. She gets an email. It's like, "Would you like 3 months of Hallmark Plus for 99 cents?" And she's like, "I need it for like a month. It's Christmas." And then I'm done with it. So yes, I will pay 99 cents for your intro offer and then promptly cancel. So what about you? What's new with you?
Not that much happened. Tessa hasn't been feeling well. She went to go watch Wicked with one of her classmates on the weekend. She said it was really good. I mean, she was really into the first one. Me and the wife haven't seen it yet. We just let one of our friends go with her. Man, movies are expensive. Holy God!
Yes.
Look at the price of it. It's like $15 for a kid ticket, $20 for an adult. I just like,
Right?
wow, yeah. I'm just like, movies are so expensive to watch. Luckily, I can
Movies
just
used to
watch
be
things
the
at home.
Yeah, movies used to be the thing you would do when you didn't have a lot of money.
Yeah,
I mean, when I was like thousands of years ago, when I was like a teenager, if I had $10 in my pocket, that got me into the movie, got all the snacks I wanted, and still had enough bus fare to get home. So
Yeah,
now they don't even let you in the door if you have $10 on your person.
I know. I remember like they used to have like 3.99 Tuesdays and stuff here, and it was just
Bargain
like
days.
okay, that's a good day to like go in and watch something that's current and stuff and kill some
Yep.
time. And but now it's just so expensive. No discount days, no nothing. I was just like, holy cow, movies are so expensive.
And
What
then
else is
people wonder why things like Warner Brothers getting bought out by Netflix is happening. It's because people would rather stay home and stream. It's cheaper.
yeah. I know, like just one feed for like access to a bunch of people's library, or you could be a pirate and do that as well. That's also very, very affordable.
Yeah, we don't know
Arr,
anybody who does that. Let's be clear.
no, no,
Before any federal agencies knock on either of our doors, we do not know anyone who would do such a thing.
I'm Canadian. I don't have to worry about
Oh,
it.
really?
Well, they send it, but like the Canadian ISPs and stuff, they're just like, yeah. So we got
Yeah,
this
whatever.
notification. We don't care. We're like, what's a U.S. company gonna do to a Canadian company? They don't have jurisdiction over here. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So not too much is happening here. The wife's took a few days off work, so we've been hanging out, watching a lot of TV and stuff. Haven't been playing as much. Watched a lot of new movies and TV shows. We watched the new TV show Telemesca. It's like an Anne Rice series. But like,
Oh,
yeah, it just came out. It was actually pretty good. We're like 4 episodes or 5 episodes into it. I
I have to
think
tell
it's
Christy about it. She loves Anne Rice.
yeah, it's actually pretty. It's like some secret society about that keeps track of vampires and all of this sorts of stuff. It was
You know,
pretty.
I think she has mentioned this to me, but she's still getting caught up on the Interview with the Vampire series. So
Yeah, I actually enjoyed it. I'm not a big vampire person, but I thought I would check it out, and I was like, oh, surprisingly good. Also watched a bunch of bad movies, but they're so bad I don't remember them all. So
wow.
yeah,
So
I
there
can't,
is that level of bad that is so bad you can't forget it. So this is
yeah,
just in the bad range. This isn't the so
yeah,
bad it's good range because then you would remember.
yeah. It's just like the so bad you watched like the thing with streaming is you could just watch like the first 20 minutes of it, and then you're like, okay, this is so bad. I'm just gonna turn it off and find
Oh,
something else to watch. And there's a lot of movies that like fit into that category
oh
that
yeah.
come out this time of year. Some of them were Christmas related that I watched with Tessa, but like they were just like generic Christmas movies, like like my ex Christmas or just bad, 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 bad. Okay, anyway, let's talk about things happening.
Yeah, what do we
You should
got?
let's talk about Mizkif. He made a big announcement that he's officially leaving Twitch and going to Kick. He made like a big old Star Wars themed little video about it, which is actually pretty interesting. I think you'd actually like it, even though
I'll
he's
have
a
to take a look at it.
giant douchebag. And
Yeah.
sounds like he's getting a big bag from Kick to go move over there, which kind of just means he's getting rewarded for all this drama and stuff that's happened in the last few months with him and
hmm
Emaru and all that stuff because those get numbers unfortunately. And yeah, it looks like he's going to be Kick exclusive starting as of tomorrow, I believe.
So my initial thought is when are the streaming platforms going to figure out this has never worked? Um, Twitch made a whole bunch of people Twitch exclusive at one point and then never renewed their contracts, which led to a whole bunch of people going to YouTube exclusive for a while. And then YouTube said, no, we're not renewing contracts. And now Kick is just doing the same thing. I mean, this has been going on for a while. This isn't the first contract Kick's given out, but it's not a winning strategy. People are going to watch you wherever you go. You are not going to generate more audience by changing. A guy of that size is not going to generate more audience by making a change, and he's not going to detract from Twitch's numbers. People who watch Mizkif on Twitch are not going to sit there and go, well, I guess I better find somebody else new to watch on Twitch. I wonder what only Howard Moon or Terry Zhang is doing. They're going to
Yeah,
follow him to Kick. The audience is just going to go with him. So you're not generating anything new, in my opinion. You're just bringing existing customers with you in the door. And I would have to think based on Mizkif's audience, a lot of his audience is probably already watching stuff on Kick. So I don't see that. I don't understand why they keep trying this strategy. It has never worked for any of these big streamers. So to me, it's just kind of like, go ahead, waste your money. Give this guy a gigantic bag full of money with dollar signs printed on it, like an old cartoon, and see how it works out for you, because it's not going to go well.
I have a very different take on it. I think this is actually
Okay.
like good because, like, one, if you bring over the existing audience from say Twitch that may not necessarily
Hmm.
have been on Kicker originally, plus it's good for marketing to be able to market these big streamers on your platform for advertisement dollars. And then the new people that happen to come on to watch, say, Mizkif stream may just happen to like hang around and watch someone else's stream in the same category afterwards because people are lazy, let's be honest, and they don't want to necessarily switch platforms or whatever. If you're like watching it on your phone or something and Mizkif goes and raids someone that's kind of similar, and it's only good for like a certain amount of time because like once you after like a year, everyone that you could have
Hmm.
converted from that group will have already been converted, right? It's not like someone will just all of a sudden new will be new to Mizkif will be like, okay, yeah, let's move over now after year 2 or 3 of the program or whatever. So like it's good in that it pulls in those people right away. It gets some new people, new eyes on the platform, which will trickle down to some of the people below, and hopefully it gets them some new audience. And there's no reason for them to retain them after that. Then they just go find someone else new, pull over a bunch of new people, hope the same thing happens, and then go from there. And it's only good if they're and it's good for advertising. Like be able to say like to advertisers, look, we have this big streamer that gets 10,000 people a month, lots of eyes on will be on your ads. Come advertise with us, and then you're bringing someone else new. You're like, oh look, we got to target this demographic again, like 18 to 35 people males 18 to 35 are all coming over to watch on this channel. Lots of eyes for this good demographic, and then repeat, right? Because then
Hmm.
I don't think the names matter as much when renewing the advertisers, but I think it's good when you initially go target the advertisers. So I think it's pretty positive for them.
But do you think that it brings enough new viewership, enough transitional viewership, as you're describing, to justify the cost?
Like probably not. I don't know the advertising side of it. Like
Hmm.
say you pay like 5 million to Mizkif to come over. Although Kick doesn't have the advertising, but say like YouTube and other places, right?
Right,
And
right,
then
right.
you're right. Like I don't know how much revenue you could be like, okay, I'll go approach this big company and be like, look, we have Mizkif now. He streams, 30 hours a week, 10,000 plus viewers, if you come advertise with us, give us like 3-4 million a year, you could
Hmm.
get like all this ad time on to these prime viewers, right? So maybe it's worth it, like from the advertising point of view, not necessarily from just the viewership, but from the advertising point of view.
I mean, these guys all at the end of the day want to make money, right?
Yeah,
Everybody's trying to generate cash. So I see what you mean. I just from my point of view, it doesn't look like it's ever worked before. Unless it's working like you're saying in the short term and they're like, okay, on to the next big thing,
yeah,
which is not unusual in entertainment in general. That's
yeah,
kind of how the entertainment industry has always operated. That's why you got 15 movies a year from Jim Carrey for like 6 or 7 years, and now he's done like 8 movies since then in like 25 years. You
yeah,
know, so I see your point. I mean, as far as the personality goes, I the guy I saw his take on the streamer awards came across my feed, and I had a lot of trouble with it because I actually agreed with him, and I
oh,
don't like agreeing with Mizkif. So it's from the personality standpoint, let him go. If we're trying to make Twitch a kinder streaming space, then this is the kind of way you do it. But and Kick is definitely a people have described it as the wild west of streaming. I think I've even gone so far as to call it that. The lawlessness. It's not that much of a free for all, but it is a definitely lower standard of moderation than we see on Twitch. So if that's what they want to do, then that's what they should do.
yeah. Oh, yeah, because like I think I've seen this a lot before in like the poker world. Because if you remember back in the day, you see all these celebrities get like patched
Mhm.
up and from the poker world, and they would just be
Right.
like, "This instantly opens up." Like they patch up Ronaldo, they patch up like Kevin Hart. They would offer him
Mhm.
like a bunch of money when they were when, and then they just have this audience of people that they could tweet about for poker for a year, and they pay them a big bunch of cash, and they're just like hoping to get like 0.1%, acquisition or
Mhm.
something from that sort of audience just to get to their site and deposit and stuff.
Right.
So, it probably works because like businesses have been doing this for a long time. So I don't know. I don't know like how much he's getting paid or any of that, but it's just like the advertising of it. And good for the brand, to have big streamers on
Mhm.
their platform. So I don't know. Like I think it's good. That's people are getting the bag. They're getting rewarded for the work. Just the person that actually is getting rewarded, not necessarily someone I want to be a part of or I want to be
Right.
associated with. But it is what it is. Good for him for being able to get a bag.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, something else I saw. I came across my timeline this week is that I saw
Oh.
Asmongold complaining about Twitch ads, and that they're another person you love, but he's talking about how they're running gambling ads on Twitch, not and on non gambling channels, and that Twitch is kind of selling out. And I think this is pretty recent. I haven't like I have Twitch turbos. I don't actually see any ads,
Yeah,
but
yeah, me neither. That's the one I watch too many of you guys now on Twitch to be able to
yeah,
subscribe individually everywhere. So I throw you my turbo change.
yeah,
That's what I could do.
exactly. But yeah, so I don't see the ads, so I've never seen them. But if they are running gambling ads on all channels, it seems pretty bad. Like I don't know, like it seems to be very against all the things that they were going against. I guess it's maybe the only target regulated markets because like ads are like country specific and location specific, right?
Hmm.
Like it's only ads for casinos that are legal in your demographic. But I'm not sure if that's how it is because I don't see them. But I saw he was talking about it.
So I'll try not to rant here. As Asmongold getting upset about something is like predicting the sun will rise at some point tomorrow. In 90% of the world, somewhere at some point there will be sunlight. There are those rare places on Earth that go through extreme winters that are closer to the Arctic Circle and whatnot. But that is, I mean, this is a guy who every year for as long as I've watched him opens all of his titles with big day, huge drama. Every day is huge drama. Seriously? How much drama do you have in your life? He's streaming right now. You know what his title says? Big day, huge drama, news, and maybe games. So for him to be upset about something is such a short trip that it doesn't even register with me anymore. It
I
doesn't.
mean, he brings light to a lot of topics though, which is
He
sometimes it can be
does.
interesting. Yeah,
He does. And there is a dedicated following of people who listen to what he says, half of which live in their parents' basement and have not been outside in quite some time, and the other half live in their mom's attic like he does and have also not been outside for quite some time. So if you're an Asmongold fan and I just offend you, I'm sorry, but he has a very specific niche. I said I wasn't going to rant on this. He's not wrong, but that being said, guys like him and Mizkif, just because I think that they're not good examples of what we want in our streaming communities, doesn't mean that they're right 100% of the time. The old broken clock is right twice a day kind of mythology. So he can absolutely be right about this. And I do think he is. If Twitch is going to sit there and say gambling is bad for our community, we don't want it on our platform, then you can't advertise it on your platform either.
yeah,
He can be a jerk and still be right about this.
yeah. That's why I try to only bring up things that he mentions that I think are actually important because he does a lot of ranting about other stuff that I don't care about.
And a
But
lot of rage bait stuff. He
Yeah.
is big into the rage bait streaming. I once saw him do. I remember when somebody said to me, this has got to be going back 2 or 3 years. Somebody said to me, "Man, Howard, you just got to give a brother a chance. Put him on and watch him for an hour." So I did. And he spent an hour talking about how to save World of Warcraft by making the breast size of your characters customizable. And I said, this is
Oh,
not the
hot
content I'm
take.
here for.
Hot
He
take.
literally named it the boob slider. He named it the boob slider and spent like 15 minutes talking about this. This is what will bring people back to Warcraft. It will. Anyway.
Oh, that's hilarious. Oh my gosh.
Oh
Yeah.
God. He was a whole list of stuff. I was just like, and the first thing was the boob slider. I was like, no, man, no, this is not what we need. You know what we need in World of Warcraft? Soft Asian boys
It's
that
not
love Bowers.
we need
That's what we
Bowers
need in
back.
World of
We
Warcraft.
need Bowers back. Our soft Asian boy demo, demographic is
Demographic is
pummeling.
dying.
It's
You know,
pummeling.
if we ever as a group decided we were going to play World of Warcraft, the name of our guild would have to be Soft Asian Boys. Would have to be.
All right, let's what else was going on? Oh yeah, Kai Cenat put out a tweet today. I'm
Oh
not sure if
yeah.
you saw. He hasn't been streaming since Mafia-thon 3, which was in September.
Mm-hmm.
He talks about going through some mental health stuff and a bunch of big projects he has on the line. Upcoming that he has. So he's like, oh, hope everyone can wait for this journey with me. You know, those sort of things. I mean, it shows that even the people at the very top have, get burnt out, especially after going through that Mafia-thon, which I don't remember how long it was.
A
It was
month.
like a month. Was it the whole month?
It was an
Felt like
entire. It was the entire month of September, I believe.
yeah, it went on forever. It felt like he got up to 1 million subs, so it's a pretty profitable month for him.
Yeah, I mean, you can take 2 months off from streaming after a month like that. You sure can.
Yeah.
So again, my college background was psychology, so I'm very familiar, and I've seen a lot more in a lot recently. And he actually talks about it in the video, a term called imposter syndrome. And if there's people out there who are not familiar with imposter syndrome, it's basically self-doubt. What if I can't do this? What if I got to where I am by sheer luck and not skill? And it's not uncommon in people who make major career changes or get big promotions or reach a point where their work has led them to an area that's going to be slightly different than what they're doing. I actually had a friend who works in information technology, and he's been working in desktop support for it's got to be last 15 or so years, and different levels of desktop support, different locations. He finally gets the phone call. We want you to run our desktop support company. We have 12 people. It's a call-in hotline. We need a manager. And he's like, well, this is the opportunity they've been waiting for. So big, exciting thing, big news, huge drama. And we take him out for dinner to celebrate. And he's sitting there with me over a drink, and he goes, what if I can't do this? What if I screw this up and I lose my job and now my family has no income? What the hell am I going to do? And I said, that is imposter syndrome. I'm like, do you know what these people need to do? He goes, yes, I've done it for 15 years. Do you know the software they're using? He goes, yes, I've used this software before. I'm like, then what part of this job can't you do? And he was like, I don't know, but I have a deep down feeling in my gut I can't do this. I feel like Kai Cenat is going through something similar.
Yeah.
He is definitely looking to expand beyond just being a Twitch personality. He wants to add new projects, but there's that self-doubt that creeps in and says, this is going to be a failure. I'm putting myself in a bad situation and I will never recover from it if I do. And it's quite natural. And I give him a lot of props for saying the quiet part out loud and saying, this is where I've been. I've been working on my mental health. I've been focused on my mental health. You and I and other of our friends have had conversations galore. You got to have your mental health first. So why is this any different? To me, it's no different. So kudos to him. I have a feeling right now he is in a place where he could literally go out, drop his pants, and take a crap on a bench, and he would have 20,000 people watching that video in 15 minutes. He is in a place where and so no matter what he creates at this point, he's going to be fine. He's going to be fine, at least in the short term. But I also got the feeling from looking at his statement, he talked about a lot about legacy. He
Yeah.
talked about long term. I think he's worried about being the flavor of the month for a year or two and then fading off into obscurity. And that's a legit concern in being a big time streamer. It doesn't last forever. So but you know what? Kudos to him to take the time to recognize the need to discuss it, to take the time to really think about what he wants to do, and then to be upfront with his community about it and go, here's why I took 1 million subs from you all and disappeared. It wasn't because I just wanted to take your money and say thank you. I was working through some stuff, and on the other side of it, I've got some exciting projects. I think
Yeah.
that's great.
Yeah, it's good that a big streamer is actually coming out and talking about this sort of stuff. You don't usually hear them come out and talk about things to this nature, right? And it's a good change of pace because it's this stuff needs to be talked about in general. Because like
Yes.
everyone has goes through these sort of problems, big or small. Although like Kai is probably in a much better position than most, or
Right.
probably than all, then like he could probably afford to just like take 6 months off, while a lot of the mediums
Easily.
streamers can't afford to take it because they need the revenue. But
Right.
good that he has the chance to work on it, right? And Kai's a very seems to be a very smart person. Like I don't know him personally or watch his content
Hmm.
very much at all, but he definitely knows how to market himself, and that can go a long way into like other sort of brands, right? Like he's seeing other YouTubers and personalities like Logan Paul with their Prime Energy drinks and
Hmm.
Mr. Beast with Feastables all like create all these additional brands off of it and just use their marketing ability and their audience to just make like other ventures for themselves that are profitable, like keep them afloat when they decide to stop streaming.
I Show Speed fought in the Royal Rumble this year.
Yeah,
And by fought, I mean he ran into the ring, threw a couple of fake punches, and like 30 seconds later, they threw his ass out. But again, going, and I'll be honest, I stream, I watch Twitch, I watch a lot of stuff all the time. Before that, I had to go look him up. That was last January.
yeah,
They were like, Speed, you're in the Royal Rumble. And they put his I Show Speed is in the Royal Rumble. I was like, who the hell is I Show Speed? I had to go on Google and look him up.
yeah,
So, but it opens up new audiences, it opens up new ventures and new opportunities. So, yes, it's a great idea. And I think the doubt is normal. And the fact that he's talking about it, the reason mental health is still stigmatized hundreds of years after we recognize that psychology and mental health is important is because people don't talk about it. So people suffer in silence and they think they're the only one, and it just perpetuates it. So, him coming up, somebody else somewhere is going to see that video. And at some point in their not too distant future, they're going to go through the same sort of feelings and they're not going to feel as alone. They're
yeah.
going to, you know what? Kai Cenat went through it too. Good for him. If he can get through it, so can I. And that sense of community, when we talk about building community, that's a big part of it too. So good for him. And listen, he's going to be fine. He's going to be fine. Like look at 50 Cent. Started out doing rap. Now he's in everything. He's got like
Yeah.
shows on Netflix now. He just did the documentary that they released. His name is everywhere now. Do you think he just sat there and went, "Oh man, this is going to be easy. Just going to drive dump trucks of money up to my backyard, just chill out"? I'm sure at some point he was like, "Man, this sucks. What the hell am I doing?"
I mean, he did that vitamin water deal pretty early and made like a lot of money off of the vitamin water.
Oh, was that when Vitamin Water got bought out? Was he one of the guys who
Yeah,
cashed in on that?
yeah, he bought into vitamin water really early, and then he was part of the people that got bought. He made like $500 million off the vitamin water deal.
David
So he was
Wright. David Wright was playing for the Mets, and Vitamin Water approached him and were like, "Would you do a couple ads for us?" And he was like, "Yeah, I mean, here's my fees." And they were like, "Well, we'd have to pay you in stock because we just don't have the money." And he was like, "All right, why not?" So he was another one.
yeah,
Then Coca-Cola walks up to the door with a big bag of money, and David Wright's like, "Oh, by the way, I own 0.5% of the company, so you're gonna have to give me a nice little payday."
yeah. There's lots of things that happen like that. Like there's that guy who painted like a mural for Facebook, and instead of getting paid like the 10K, he just like took stock options for it all, and now it's worth like like 200 million or something.
I had an uncle who drove for UPS for like 25 years. And the year he was retiring, I think it was about 10 or 15 years ago, there was the year they announced they were going public. And he was like, I've got stock options, right? And they're like, oh, yeah, you have like 10,000 units of common stock if we go public because of this. And he was like, all right, how do I sell those on the very first day?
Speaking of Speed, in Royal Rumble, did you ever watch that Speed Goes Pro one that I sent you with him doing the wrestling?
No, I have to watch that. I'll bet you anything it's from around that time.
I think
They
it was
probably
probably,
did it at the same time.
yeah, maybe, but it was really good. I thought you would have really enjoyed it when I saw it. I was like, this is
I
definitely
did
up
see
Howard.
that.
This is definitely up Howard's his speed for watching this.
I haven't had a chance to watch. Yeah, I would have to go sit down and watch that. But yeah, that was Randy Orton, wasn't it?
Yeah, is Randy Orton. And
I
then he
got. I
essentially goes to the training camp, and he teaches, they learn all the moves and stuff. He's like, this is so tough.
did I ever tell you? And this would be a good one for your audience too. Did I ever tell you my Sergeant Slaughter story?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, it's 2 seconds. Goes back to when I was working at a minor league ballpark. We had Sergeant Slaughter from WWF as our guest. Now he's in his 60s, but he's still wearing the old spandex outfit and the hat and the glasses and everything. Well, he likes to demystify himself, so he walks around the ballpark and introduces himself to the staff. So I'm setting up the gear shop. That's the souvenir shop I worked, and my boss comes in with Sergeant Slaughter. And he's like, Howard, I want you to meet Sergeant Slaughter. So I come around the corner, I'm like, man, I remember watching you when I was a kid. Thank you so much for doing this. And my boss who's like 25 years younger than me, is like, oh yeah, man, I remember you from when I was real little too. You used to do that sleeper move, the Cobra Clutch. And he's like, yeah, I did. And he's like, tell me something. Does that really work? Like if you, I mean, I know it's a lot of it's for show, but if you put that on me, would it hurt? And he goes, you want to find out? And I went, this is a terrible idea. This is a terrible idea. So Sergeant Slaughter puts my boss in the Cobra Clutch. And he's just standing there. My boss goes, this isn't bad. And he looks at me over his shoulder and goes, kid, does it look real? And I'm like, yeah, it looks like you got him in the hold. And now he says, do you really want to feel the hold? And my boss goes, yeah, give it to me. And literally, Sergeant Slaughter went like this. He moved his arm 2 centimeters, and my boss's eyes bulged out of his skull, and a croak escaped his mouth like he was going to die. And he didn't even, it just immediately released it. And he goes, that's what it would feel like if it were a real thing. And he was like, yeah, I could see that being a problem. Nicest guy on earth, almost killed my boss. Like he like 5 times, like, you sure you want to do this? And he was like, yeah. Fantastic moment. I think I still have a picture of him somewhere with his eyes bugging out of his skull. I'll have to see if I can find it and send it to you.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
Oh, it was great. It's great. I'm sorry. Side diversion there. My apologies.
Let's see. Last piece of interesting news that happened was this morning. Super JJ tweeted out, I think Jeef Pro is heavily overrated as a player. Not only does he lack the skill, he also forces his scam and the same builds. This is about
what the hell? All right, you're gonna have to tell you. I don't get this because all right, there's something more to this, right?
Yeah. So supposedly this was like a subathon goal for Super JJ, and his chat forced him to put out this tweet. But I thought it was pretty funny. I don't think anyone actually believes Jeef is overrated. He's like the best player.
Oh God, yeah. All right, good.
So, but yeah, this is like, I thought it was pretty funny. I thought it'd be good clickbait at the start of the show, but and good to put on the thumbnail. But I'm pretty sure it was just supposedly just a subathon goal that they're having, because I don't think anyone's gonna say Jeef is overrated. He's like the be all end all right now of PG players. Him and Beater. I think if Beater tried to put more into it, he would be on the equivalent level of Jeef. But the soft Asian boys are reigning supreme when those two are around.
Yeah, I mean it's and here's the thing, and this is one of the things I've talked about a lot in the past, not necessarily here, but in general on my stream as well, is that one of the things that makes Battlegrounds so exciting is the RNG variants, right? Every game's going to be a little different. Maybe you find stuff. I had a game this morning. I had Lord Jiraxis. I had by turn 5, I had a golden, um, I always called him Pink Man, but now he's green. I had a golden Wrathweaver,
Yeah.
and I had a basic rewinder, and I'm like, all right, now I just gotta cycle demons, get to my time warp cards, find some different time warp cards, and then shoot to 5 and 6 and see if I can get this good stuff. I did not see another goddamn demon in the lobby the rest of the fucking game. Not one. I take a 7.5. I get to and my time warped 3 minion. I didn't even survive to get this to turn 9 to get the second one. My second, I think it was the imp, which is essentially useless.
Yeah.
So, but I was just like, oh my god. And now the reason I'm telling you this is because Jeef right now, number 1 on the battlegrounds charts in America, and is usually there. Beater is 800 points behind him, and they're in 1-2, and they are consistently there in a game where part of the draw is RNG. These guys are always there, which means they figured it out. They have figured out the variance. They know how to combat the variance, and they perform statistically at a very consistent level. So that's why I'm like, wait, there's no way. There's no way this is true. And you see that about a lot of the guys. Wobble Wheezy is number 5 right now. Zoinyu is number 7. Aw Dragon's 14. I don't see Terry Zhang here, but he's here somewhere at the top 30 or 40.
No,
You know,
I'm way down there. Don't worry about that. I've been struggling. I'm on the struggle bus.
yeah. So, but I mean, so you know, it's got to be. I see that either Super JJ is drunk or he's doing this because he lost a bet.
Yeah.
So, it's not coincidence that we see many of the same names in the same places on the leaderboard season after season.
Yeah, I mean, like Jeef and Beater just see things that seem like so much better than everyone else. Like they see lines that no one else can see, is what I've come to believe. Like
Yeah.
they're consistently way above everyone else. Like there's a lot of top players at the top, and like they just see lines that other people don't see. I don't get it. I'm old though. My brain doesn't work as fast as it used to be. But yeah, they just see things that doesn't make sense to me. But
I can't play at your level, and,
yeah,
and you play a level way above me. So I get that. And I watch your streams.
yeah.
I watch Terry do things and I go, I could fucking do that. Why can't I do that? And then I try to do that and I take a 6.5. So there's something to be said for those guys, that you guys know what you're doing. It's just amazing.
Yes.
I will say this. One of my biggest regrets about Vegas is I didn't get to meet those guys.
Oh yeah, you weren't there for the.
I
I
was not
know.
there for the meet and greet.
No.
I listened to my wife and got tempted by tacos, and the whole time she's like, "Go, you don't have to stay." I'm like, "Oh no, I better stay here." Then I see a picture of you guys all hanging out, and I'm like, I could have seen Beater and Jeef, and just saying.
I mean, the, not to disparage them or anything, but they're not like super exciting, fun people to and hang out with. They're very good at the game. They're very nice people, but they're just not
But you know what?
exciting and fun.
That's okay. You shake their hands, you introduce yourself. I mean, like that first night we went to dinner. Oh God, why am I drawing a blank on his name? Who came with us to dinner that first night in Vegas?
Was this before I got there?
No. You were no. First night we were all together. We went to the barbecue.
The barbecue.
Del Roth. I don't know
Oh,
why
Del Roth,
Del's
yeah.
name just.
Yeah.
I had never physically met Del Roth. I spent a great total of 35 seconds talking to the guy.
Yeah.
But it was nice to shake his hand and say hi and put an actual face and person to the name.
Yeah.
And Del was a huge supporter of my stream very early on. When Alkali first got promoted, she was putting out things on Twitch. She's like, I've got 2 hours to spare. Who am I putting on? And one time Del Roth said, put on Howard Moon. And I was like, I saw that later. I was like, what the fuck is he telling her to put me on for? What the hell? But you get those. It wasn't like he had to spend 6 or 7 hours with me, but just having that chance to say hi was really nice. And getting to spend a lot of time with you guys was very, very nice. I mean, Vegas feels like 1,000 years ago and a blur to me at this point, but
Yeah, it does. I mean, I love Dell. Dell is a very nice person. He's a very fun person to hang around with, and I
That whole group was fun. You put
yeah
together a great group of people to go hang with.
yeah. What else were we going to talk about? Oh, we were talking about things with the patch. So they had the update last week.
Oh
What did
yeah.
you think of the update?
So I'm gonna be completely honest. I've played like 25 or 30 games since the update. I've been playing like 2 or 3 games a day because I'm really enjoying the season,
Yeah.
even though I'm at like 5,300. I did not read the patch notes.
So quite a bit of stuff got changed and added in the patch. They changed Apexis to one of each volumizer as opposed to as only to two minions as opposed to the two plus one minions on three, which is a of the two plus one volumizers on two minions. Sorry, three minions before
Okay.
whatever. That was a big change. It made it a little worse because the stats get concentrated more and less spread out. Um,
Mm-hmm.
they took out the Death Rattle Poison Murloc and changed it with put in the Rally one. That's a
Mm-hmm.
pretty big difference in that like summoning from Baskill um, makes a huge difference. They nerfed Murlocs and they brought back Trauma Lock, but now it only gives attack as opposed to giving attack and health. Massive difference. The Divine Shield Murloc on 4 only gives attack as opposed to attack and health. Uh, Also a very big difference. What else did they change? They increased some costs of time warp cards and stuff. What was the other big changes they made?
I'm scrolling
Uh,
through it right now as we're talking, and
yeah, I'm
yeah,
trying
I
to
mean,
think
Murlocs, and I heard you say this last week with Obo that Murlocs and mechs were kind of running the world, and I see a lot of changes to the Divine Shield mechs,
yeah,
and I'm just scrolling through here. Um, but I kind of agree with you. I have been playing Murlocs and forcing Murlocs every chance I get because there is just if I get and I pardon me for not remembering the name. If I get the tier 1 Murloc that summons from your hand at the start of combat, then I'm looking at Murlocs.
yeah,
It's one of the few tribes, if not the only tribe, where turn 1 comes up and you see that card and you're like, I could play Murlocs. Because that thing can just, if you triple that and you start pumping it in your hand, and then if you get a Bream counter and the Bream counter outgrows it, that's just bonus. They're so good this season, and I haven't looked at any stats to see if it's like statistically that they're like through the moon. But like Costume Enthusiast, even with that nerf, is still a really strong card.
is that the name of the Murloc that gives attack? I,
Yeah, the
I'm so
Divine
bad
Shield.
with the Divine Shield Murloc. I'm
Yeah,
so
it
bad with the name.
used to be gain the stats of your highest attack minion in your hand, and now it's just gain the attack of the highest
Yeah,
attack minion in your hand. But the freaking thing comes with Divine Shield, and they moved it up a tier.
yeah,
They made the ability weaker and moved it from 4 to 5. And I
still really good.
still think it's a fantastic freaking card because there is no way. And tell me I'm wrong on this because I'll believe it if you tell me. There is no way you play Murlocs in this season without the ability to summon from your hand.
Yeah, it's. I mean, you could do it with Painter, and if you just go like infinite,
Okay.
but it's much harder.
I
Summoning
mean,
from your hand is much easier.
every time I've been successful, it's because I have one of that I have a golden version of that tier 1, or I've got a Bream counter in my hand. Like yesterday morning, I'm laying in bed and I open it up, and the first I see my hero selection come up, and I see Dancing Daryl. And without a heartbeat, I looked up to see if the word Murlocs was at the top of the screen. And it was, and Howard Moon Cruise to first place. Because I'm cycling them. I'm using all these Murloc bonuses. And by the way, I'm tossing out hats like there's no tomorrow. It's just extra pumping. The next thing I know, it's like turn 15. My smallest Murloc is at like 150, and it's going to pump because the stuff in my hand is going to impact it. It was just it's a very easy race to play. I'll tell you what I'm struggling with. I can't get Undead to work at all.
Well, Undead got changed. They brought back Carapace Razor, the one that gives
The
the
spell.
spell. Yeah, they brought that one back. It makes Undead playable, like more playable. Like they had the over summon undead, which uh which was good, especially with Nagas in. It was quite good because you just make a big
Hmm.
sire, whatever it's called, the 2/5. One that keeps the
Okay.
and just load it up with crabs and then just have the crab go off, for like 10, 12 minions or whatever.
Oh, I never thought of that as a summon, but you're
Yeah,
right.
well, it was really good with that. It was still good just as like normal over summon as well.
Hmm.
Um, but now they put carapace in, so you can also just do like the mass glass cannon summons as well, which is also pretty good. Naga's got Fauna Whisperer back, which is pretty big. Like Fauna Whisperer is really really good. Played a
Which one
few
is
games.
that?
That's the one that casts the +3/+3 to a tribe on both sides.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
that one came back. I don't remember the name of the spell. I've seen some people playing dragons, and I thought dragons were really bad, but they're not as bad as I thought. If you make a big one of the tier 5 dragon, what the hell is his name? Yeah, I'm so bad with names. So I apologize. Of the stunt drake.
Oh, the stunt drake, the one that has avenge that gives away its stats.
Yeah, yeah. You can do a lot of glass cannony stuff with tier 4 one that summons 2 taunted 1/1s that attack whenever they die.
Hmm. The
Yeah,
whelps.
yeah. So that could be a strategy too. So
Ooh.
like you can essentially just buy a bunch of eat spells, eat them onto a stunt drake, then get Titus, and then the tier 4 dragon that summons the whelps, and then taunt that, and then it just summons a bunch of the summons, and then you get a bunch of like 1000x/1 guys just attacking right away, and then kind of keep repeating for off the Titus and stuff. Pretty good strategy. Not that easy to put together. Makes you have to put together a big guy
Very
first,
specific.
and then kind of go into it after.
And
Yeah,
I
but
can only imagine pulling that with a Nixia would be crazy.
yeah, it's probably good. Yeah, with Anixia, but I think Anixia sucks anyways. So,
She does. She does.
what else has been interesting in this patch? I mean, the patch seems pretty good in general. It's pretty fun. Still, the patch is still kind of broken on iPad. I don't know if you had this experience, but I've
No, I've
had
been
this
playing on
experience.
PC.
Yeah, so essentially, when you load every time they have one of the pets or one of the season pass thingies that come up, it like
Hmm.
causes that to crash my iPad whenever I try to load Battlegrounds. So I found a way to work around it, and that like you start up a game on like your phone, and they just open the iPad after the game's already started. Then it keeps you into the battleground page, and you just keep playing
Hmm.
games until you decide to turn it off. But if you just try to load it into it normally, it crashes on that page like every single time. So it's very annoying, and I don't know how it hasn't been corrected. But I've seen other people complaining about it on like Facebook groups and forums and stuff. And you'd think it'd be very they should be able to figure it out, but it's happening again, and it happened last time they had a pet as well. Once the pet patch thing, the went away, it was fixed. It was back to normal. So it has something to do
Hmm.
with one of the animations or something that goes along with with the pet, and that's annoying. But
Yeah, it
whatever.
is.
Yeah, it's really annoying when I try to
So,
play it.
question for you: I do see a couple hero changes. It looks like they reduced the costs for Tess, Scabs, and Sylvanas' hero power. Is
Yeah,
it my imagination, or didn't they jump all three of those hero powers up at the start of the season
they did, and then they found out they're unplayable. The hero powers are unplayable, so
and
they
brought
had
them
to
back to
revert
the
it back.
baseline?
Yeah, they were really bad. Like I played Sylvanas like the day after the release, not knowing that got changed. I'm like,
Hmm.
I'm just never hero powering this whole game. It was so expensive.
It doesn't sound like a lot, like the difference between 2 and 3, but in certain turns, that's a huge difference.
Yeah, no, I think it is. It's a massive difference because like
Yeah.
as opposed to it being a minion for cheap, it's a full price minion and it's like random, and it's just like it's
Hmm.
so expensive. And then the test costing too is you have to invest so much just steal like a single minion off of someone's board. Like essentially
Right.
5 gold to steal just one minion. It's just like so expensive.
Right. Yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah,
I can't. But so you've had a couple weeks to play.
yeah.
What's your favorite part of this season so far? What are you loving doing, or is there a card you're like, oh, I love playing with this?
Uh, I still like playing mechs. Mechs are still really good. They're still fun. They changed Charzina as well this patch to make it so you have multiple ways of playing mechs, and that you
Okay.
because they give Charzina gives more attack now. Um, but I don't like the massive power difference in time warp cards. So
Yeah.
it's one of the things that's not very fun about this patch. People still high roll. I mean, that's not nothing new, but the power level of the time warp cards are like so massive, and
Mm-hmm.
it makes it a little less fun. I haven't been playing nearly as much. One because of the broken iPad thing, and I can't play when I'm just like watching a show with the wife, or it's harder to play when watching a show with the wife, and it's just a little more frustrating with the massive power spikes that people get from time warp cards as opposed to what you get. Uh, but I think in general, it seems relatively balanced now. There's a lot of different ways to win. Uh, yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of new strategies. Like there's APM Beast now, which is a strategy, and there's still Galdrin Beasts, and just a lot of different things that each tribe can do, which makes it fun. Just unfortunately, the time warp card disparity is a little too much sometimes.
So would you say that's the thing you hate the most is the disparity in the time
Yeah,
warp cards?
yeah, for sure. How about you? What are you loving and hating about this patch?
I'm loving that Murlocs are playable again because I feel like the last couple season Murlocs were like you either hit or you die early. And this I feel like there's a little bit more leeway, which is the kind of player I am. I like the leeway. Um I'm also liking pirates. I've had a lot of fun playing pirates. I like the Corsair and the ability to just use gold as a pumping tool.
Yeah.
Um, honestly, and this is such a stupid complaint. I cannot stand the two Quillbores that give you Blood Gem Barrage.
Oh,
I
really?
Blood Gem Barrage. The Briarback Drummer and the Razor Fen Flapper are the two. One's a battle cry, one's a death rattle. Blood Gem Barrage is like the most worthless spell unless you play like six of them.
Oh, that's quite good.
You like it? Okay, so tell me how I'm doing it wrong because I believe you.
Okay, so it's a lot about buffing shops to be eaten by either Felbor or like the demons. Also,
Oh,
you can like gem confiscation minions in the shop to combine all the gems onto one minion, and then buy the minion or whatever if you really want.
oh, this is stuff I have not seen yet. Okay, that now I love Briarback Drummer.
Yeah, yeah. So like either just get the shops really big, and because you're playing blood gems, your Felbors get really big, or they're big
Mm-hmm.
so they could be eaten with like they end up the 4 or 5 eat the biggest minion in the shop one or Felbat and stuff. Or you could also just like make big minions just and because they're huge in the shop and combine their gems in the shop and essentially take like 3 minions of gems onto your board as well. So it makes it more a little combo y because you have like the blood gem
Mm-hmm.
barrage guys, and then you have like the 4 drop that gives you a gem confiscation every turn. So then you just do that to build your minions. So
Have you messed around with elementals at all? I just have not been drawn to them at all this season.
yeah, elementals is also about building big shops and then using acid rainfall to like
Ah,
after 4 rolls you get the one on the stats of the one on the right, and then you
mm-hmm.
just make massive acid rainfalls. That's how
Okay.
elementals work. Um, yeah, I mean, like every tribe has ways to win. Like I think the worst tribe is still dragons because it needs kind of a
Yeah.
lot to win. Like demons, you still just make big demons in the shop, same sort of thing, and just eat demons. A little, not so much anymore about the combo with the one that does damage and the buffing your board for the turn one. whenever a demon does damage
Mhm.
one, but more so about just making minions of the shop big and eating them. Yeah, mechs just about either Divine Shield guys or Apexis Guardian and Volumizers.
Mhm.
Murlocs, summon from hand. The
Summons and
biggest,
poisons.
yeah, summons and poisons. Pirates, I think, might be aren't as good. I don't know. They brought back Droost, which I haven't played yet. It's the one every time you get a pirate, it gives your pirates +1/+1. Every time a
Okay.
pirate comes to your hand, it's a new 6 drop. I haven't played with it yet because I think pirates haven't been very good, but maybe it's good now because of it.
I've had some success with pirates, mainly on cycling, I think like with Cannon Corsair, or if I got a really powerful time warp card. Like if I get time warp Pagel,
Yeah,
if I have pirates on my board going into that time warp turn, I buy every pump card I can find and I hold it. I draw a Pagel out there and I pump Pagel to like 25, 35 the first turn he's out there, and I just start printing sixes.
yeah. Pagel's pretty
You
good.
know,
I thought it was bad initially, but actually, the more I played it, the better.
if you can get it out there early enough and you can get it some stats and then you can level at the same time, it
Yeah,
can be really effective. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, it's pirates are okay. But I've enjoyed them. I've enjoyed playing them, and that's good.
yeah. Oh yeah, one of the other key cards for undead for the overflow was this sepulchral sergeant. The one whenever death rattle give your other minions +2 health, and it gets more every time
Mm-hmm.
it gains attack. Um, if you're in overflow, this was like one of the best cards because then you would just make your guys
Makes
big,
sense.
and then you would macaw at this guy, and it makes gives your guys tons of health because the stat changes are permanent for that. Type one is pretty important. Yeah,
Yeah, that's actually really good.
the tier 7 minions, the changes for them, nothing has been too exciting about them. They all seem like way worse than the previous iterations. But
I've seen Highkeeper Ra once or twice. I had a game with Stalwart Kodo.
yeah,
And this was bizarre. I don't even remember how I got it. I think I got a time warp shop where it was like get a 7-star and play it next turn kind of thing.
yeah,
And I'm like, ooh, all right, give me something good here. Give me something that'll work. And it gave me Stalwart Kodo. And at first I was like, what the hell am I gonna do with this? And then I looked at my board and it was all reborn shit. And all of it had been really good, really well pumped. I went, I wonder if, and I chucked that out there, and it's the only thing that survived the next combat when it got out there, and it still survived at like 150 attack and 52 health. And I went, okay, this has real potential, not just in a beast board, but in an undead board because I just fell into it.
yeah,
But other than that, I haven't seen a lot of the tier sevens. I don't feel like people are chasing the tier sevens like they would in the past.
yeah. The tier sevens are significantly worse than they were previously. Last topic I thought we talked about is what we want
Sure.
for Christmas as a gamer. Something a little cheery and fun to talk about since the Christmas season is here in like 9 days. I guess, yeah, 9 days. Wow, so close.
Yeah,
Feels, so,
yeah,
feels,
we're in the rush. So
uh,
I want to ask this question: am I asking this from a something my wife, if she's listening to right now, might buy me, or is this like a wish list of developers who are listening to me? What I would want them to do?
what you want your wife to buy you? Who cares about what you want from developers?
Oh, okay, that's fair. Yeah, developers don't care what I want, so
Exactly. You think
I
developers listen
I
to the show?
I'm a basic bitch in that respect. Just throw me some Steam gift cards, baby. Just throw me chuck as much money as we can into the Steam account so that next time we see Animal Shelter 3 Cats Rule come out, we could just sit there and just grab it and not think about it. That's me. I'm the variety guy. I
Yeah.
like trying a lot of different things. This past week, my mod DM turned me on to a game called Deck of Haunts. I don't know if you saw me playing it, but it's like Slay the Spire meets like Betrayal at House on the Hill, and I was loving it.
Nice.
And so I love the ability to just sit there and grab something like that. So as a gamer, just give me Steam credits.
Is there
What
like
about you?
any games that you're looking forward to coming up soon that you want
Oh,
to pick?
I've got a ton of stuff on my wish list that's coming out early in 2026. That is on my radar. I'll pull up my Steam real quick and I'll give you one or two. But in the meantime, you tell me, What does Terry want for Christmas?
Well, I kind of bought myself a new cam already. As you see here, it should be a little clearer. And
Nice.
I, so that's kind of my Christmas gift to myself. I was looking to buy more like streaming stuff. I was trying to
Hmm.
decide if I want to buy a new microphone, but they're so expensive. The one I was looking at like a Shure SM7B, and it's like $400. I'm like, do I really want to
Oh
spend
yeah.
$400? I mean, I was even looking for them on like Facebook and stuff because it's just cheaper. Like you're just gonna buy stuff that people are looking to get rid of pretty frequently, and there's lots of them listed. They're all like 400 ish. I'm like, if I buy that, I gotta go buy like an audio interface, and that's like another $100, and then
Yep.
buy like an XLR cable. I'm like, my mic's decent. I don't need to buy that. But yeah, I mean, I was just looking at streamer stuff. Like, yeah, like
Nice.
that. But pretty much this cam is what I decided to get myself for Christmas, or what I'm going to tell my wife she got me for Christmas.
Nice.
And,
Very nice.
yeah, I don't know what else I'm looking for outside of that. Like, nothing really in the gaming space that I'm really looking forward to. Like, I bought myself a new spare mouse whenever my current mouse dies.
Hmm.
Probably like 6 months ago because it was on sale. Don't Maybe I need a mechanical keyboard, but I don't think makes that much of a difference because I don't play that much stuff that requires
Right.
me to have super fast interactions. Uh, yeah, I mean, nothing else really from that side of things.
Okay. So I've got three things on my Steam wish list that are due to release next year. Um, the first one is going to release in January. It's a game called Star Rupture, and it's basically a base building survival game. Except I think it's like every hour or 90 minutes of game time, the nearby star has a massive eruption and burns the surface of the planet. So if you don't build fast enough and protect your stuff, it literally incinerates everything you do every 90 minutes. So it's fascinating. So that one I did a play test for that and I love that. So I would definitely want that. Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown is going to be coming out in
Oh,
2026, and that one's going to be a resource gathering game based in the Star Trek Voyager universe. It's literally going to start from the beginning of the series, work your way home, make sure you have enough resources, all that kind of stuff. Um, and then the last one is another crafting game, an open world crafting game called Solar Punk, which it takes place in the sky. So like floating islands in the sky, and you have to build ships to get from one to another. So resource management. I love base building. I love strategy stuff. I love resource management stuff. So those three are all due to come out next year. Yeah, if you're looking for something big like a AAA studio, oh well, Grand Theft Auto. No, you're not going to find it with me. I don't play those kinds of things. I'm much
yeah.
more of the smaller gamer time. I mean, Emberville is on my radar too. That's the Co-Carnage project that he's been working on forever. But those three I listed are the three I'm really looking forward to. And Star Rupture coming out in January means if you're listening to this and you're looking for a gift for Howard Moon, a Steam gift card will do it because I got to afford Star Rupture, and I got a feeling that's going to be a $50 buy. So
Oh yeah. So since you talked about AAA games, I remember reading about Claire Obscure's the development team of it. 'Cause I was always curious, like how big is the development team? Because this list is as like an indie game. So
yeah,
they list their development team as like 15, 20 people or something. But
it's a big team.
huh?
It's a
But
decent team.
they had a lot of contract workers or outsourced a lot of stuff of like 50 or 60 people that they outsource stuff to, which they don't technically count as part of their team.
Yeah,
I
that's the
was
big
like,
and
how's it an indie game? It's like an 80-person team.
yeah, and those 15 core people, this ain't their first time at the rodeo. They
Yeah.
all have credits at other studios and have come together. It should have never been nominated in the indie category. And it should, and frankly, it should have been nominated in the first time category. Well, it's the first time this production team ever produced a game. Okay, great. I can get the best 9 players in baseball, put them on one team, and they all win the World Series. That doesn't make them a first time winning team. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? It just you grab all stars, you're going to have success in a lot of cases. Not all. We've seen the Lakers, but um, but in generally speaking, it's going to be successful. So I mean, I wasn't surprised it dominated the Game Awards, but there's a couple categories it probably should have been passed over just on principle.
Yeah, because I remember when we talked about the Gamer Awards, like a few weeks ago, and we're talking about indie game of the year or whatever. I was like, I'm just curious, how big is this studio? Right? I'm like, okay, like 10, 15 people, whatever. That's not huge. And I'm like,
Mhm.
oh yeah, they don't consider people that they outsource stuff to, as part of the team. It's like one of the things. I was like, why wouldn't you consider it part of the team? Like, if you just go and like outsource all like the image rendering or whatever to like a group of
Right.
like a company that's like 20 or 30 people big, that's pretty big part of your pretty big part of your team. I was just like
Mhm.
caught off guard by the fact that they said that it wasn't part of it. And once you mentioned AAA studio, that it made me think about that again. And just say like call bullshit on them being an indie company.
I mean, if we're gonna adhere to that definition of what an indie company is, then
Yeah,
Blueprints was technically was designed by one person because he outsourced a lot of the work too.
yeah,
He's a one man development team then by their definition. So
yeah,
I think we'll get better as things go on. We'll learn more about this, but it wasn't shocking that they dominated the Game Awards. I
yeah,
did love that their development team showed up dressed as mimes,
yeah,
so that was a nice little touch to see that. And they got Emmanuel Macron talking about them on Instagram.
yeah.
So the I don't know what his technical title is, president of France or first minister or whatever, but the guy who runs France is sitting there saying, this game that's based on my culture or has elements of my culture won the game of the year. That's pretty freaking cool. You're getting guys of that caliber into the conversation. It's kind of impressive.
I mean, it's a good way to kind of appeal to the younger audience that he's probably trying to reach, by talking about stuff
Yes.
like
Yeah. Try to be hip, unlike that year Bernie Sanders ran for president and started talking about YouTube in a formal way. You should go on the YouTube. Like nobody calls it that, Bernie. You're
that.
80 you're 80 years old. You can't talk the street.
But Bernie already had the appeal of the young people.
That's the worst part of it. That's the worst part of it. He's sitting there and he's like, young people go on the YouTube and look up this video. And we're like, Bernie, you don't need to tell us. One of us told you about that video. We know you didn't find it on your own. We brought that to you, bro.
uh,
But anyway,
all right, sounds good. I think we should call this an episode here. Thanks everyone for hanging out. Oh wait, we should do the draw since you want to
yes,
do
yes.
these.
We have an extra giveaway. We have one more than we thought we did.
Oh, let me go. What the heck is something wheel? What was the picker wheel? Let's go see if since your lovely wife didn't want it. Let's
Well,
go.
yeah.
Skip
So while Terry's doing it, I'll tell the 2 second story. My wife listens to us every week, and she always comments. So she ends up in the drawing, and she was the last name that came out. Well, number one, I don't want my wife winning something that you guys get. But number two, I'd already bought her the pass. So she already had a pass. She can't use the code. She's already got it.
So this is the picker wheel that's left over. Oh, let me
All
let me
right. I see
delete.
some names I know here.
Let me delete uh, that one and your wife because they already won. So
Yeah, I see unchecked her.
oh, looks like Miss Britter.
All right, Britta, congratulations.
Miss Britter was the winner of the season pass. I'll make sure to DM her, slide into her DMs and send it to her. But yeah, but thanks everyone for hanging out with us this week. Please, do all the usual like, follow, subscribe, notifications, blah blah blah. Follow us on the Instagram, the act,
On the YouTube,
the YouTube, the TikTok, all the social medias. If you want, get me
all
something
those
nice for
places you kids
Christmas.
go.
Give me some follows.
Yes, there you go.
There you
What
go.
we
You
want
want
for Christmas is
Yes.
more people watching Boomer
Yeah,
Grounds.
exactly. But thanks everyone for hanging out, and we'll see you guys next week.
Bye,
Bye.
everybody.